It's time for Beaver Chat on KMSU Radio with your host, Nathan Bartz.
This is Beaver Chat live on KMSU Channel 19, and I am Nathan Bartz, a senior broadcasting student. I'll be talking Minot State sports for the next half an hour. Today I'll be focusing on the wrestling team and their new season in the Northern Sun. The wrestling's team record last year was 4-4, and they plan on improving their record this season. Coach Robin Ersland begins his third season as a wrestling coach here at Minot State. He talks to me about the upcoming season and his philosophy for his team. What do you think this season will look like for you guys?
I think, moving in NEI at the NSIC is a whole nother world. I don't think people understood what they were getting into when we did this. I did, because obviously I came from a Division II institution in an extremely tough conference, so I knew that it was going to be something. In wrestling, traditionally, the Midwest Conference regional, I guess I should say, has been the strongest in Division II. And that has kind of slid over now into the North Regional, which is basically the NSIC at Maryville out of St. Louis, at Indianapolis out of Indiana, and then at Wisconsin Parkside. So it's an extremely tough region. And the conference for us is going to be a bear because, for instance, not this past year, but the year before, second, third, and fourth place trophy winners at the national tournament were from the NSIC conference as a team. So, we're looking at some pretty stiff competition right now. I think there's 3 NSIC teams in the top 10, top 9, and I think a total of 5 or 6 in the top 25. So it's a big jump.
What are some of the ways you're trying to improve your team this year?
Well, I think, we're finally in a practice fit situation where we have some stability in the practice situation. The room's not done yet, but at least we have a place where we're not rolling mats every day, and we're not spending the first 20 minutes of our practice getting ready for practice and the last 20 minutes of practice tearing down from practice. We're actually able to practice from the get-go, and that I think brings a lot to the table for us. The other thing we're doing is obviously we're all along we were looking at good student athletes. Now we're looking at the athlete maybe that's the next step up. And I think that we've got the guys we've got can compete on the Division II level. I don't have any doubts about that. I think the biggest thing is they need to understand that it's a whole different world of commitment. Wrestling at the Division II level can't be, I show up 5 days a week for practice and wrestle on Sunday or Saturday, and then that's my level of commitment. We're right now pretty much demanding that they work out 4 days a week, twice a day. 2 other days we're having singular practices, but pretty soon it'll be one day it'll be singular practice, and the other day will be competition. So we're kind of taking a lot of their time with the idea that, hey, this is a whole different level. We need to step it up, and so do you, meaning the student athletes, of course.
What are some of the philosophy that you bring to this team?
My philosophy is pretty simple. I was an assistant coach at the University of Iowa, and you kind of coach the way you were taught, the way you were coached. And even at Luther College, when I was at Luther, our coach was a firm believer in conditioning and being hard-nosed. And I get to Iowa, of course, and then you got the world's greatest conditioner in Dan Gable. And so I, carry that with it and being hard-nosed. So I like our guys to be in great shape. I think technically we're probably not as sound as some people, but I think we're technically as sound as everybody who base it. So I believe real strongly in our conditioning level. I believe we've got to be hard-nosed. I believe we've got to get the pin. I'm a big believer in getting the fall, because I tell the guys quite often, the only way you can be sure that you're not going to lose is to pin the guy. Because I use example. There was an example a few years ago. A kid from Oklahoma had a 14-point lead with 2 minutes left in the match. It was just slaughtering the guy. And the guy did one move, put him on his back, pinned him, and back from Lehigh ends up being national champ. The kid from Oklahoma was runner-up. So it's never over. And so my philosophy is get after it, go hard, work for the fall, be in good shape. Let's win matches late in the match if we have to, but let's win matches.
What are some of the expectations you have for your guys this year?
I expect this to be competitive. I don't know. It kind of depends on how they react to the level we're going to. If they fold their tent, we're all in trouble, If they look at it as a challenge and get out there and go, okay, these guys are pretty good, I need to step it up, then I think we'll be all right. That's kind of our challenge as a team, and that's the thing I'm challenging the guys to do, is that you need to step it up. We're going to see a whole different world.
Any teams you're looking forward to wrestling this year since we are in the NSIC division?
Well, you always look forward to wrestling national ranked teams. I think, if you're looking at the traditional national ranked teams out of this conference, NSIC, you've got St. Cloud, who's, I think they're ranked second or third in the country right now, and they've been ranked, I think maybe they're fourth or fifth right now. They were second last year in the national tournament. Upper Iowa, year in and year out, they're in the top four. And Cato traditionally has been a top 14 almost every year. Augustana's been on the verge of winning a national title at least 2 or 3 times since I've been coaching, maybe more. And they've always been a top 4 or 5 team, so there's 4 teams right there, that are just tough as nails. Morehead State, Northern State, we lost to both of them last year. Obviously, we'd like to take it back to them. University of Mary, that's a big rivalry. It's 100 miles down the road, so that's somebody we want to get after, so you're looking at some pretty good competition. Southwest State out of Minnesota, is also a vastly improved program. So, right now, I'm sure in the minds of everybody in the conference, we're the bottom. Now, my intention is that we not end up on the bottom.
Going to the weight classes, who do you think will have a breakout a year from each weight class?
I don't know. We don't do wrestle-offs. We don't have an air squad because I thought those are things that are great for publicity and those kinds of things, but I'm not sure that until we have more guys on the team and have more of an established program, that's something I want to do. Right now, you've got a returning starter at 125 in Josh Douglas. You've got 2 freshmen that are pushing him very hard, Colin Ox and Josh Andrews. 133, you got a guy that was a national qualifier, as was Josh, but at 33, you've got a national qualifier in Matt Ruby, and I'm sure some of those other guys, Josh and Colin, and maybe Josh Douglas, Josh Andrews, they'll all be bumping up to challenge him. 141 right now, it looks like it's between Cody Carpenter and Flynn Stormer. Cody Carpenter hasn't wrestled in a couple of years, so we'll see how that goes. 49, we've got several guys. Carter Ballesta, Richard Alcos, and I know I'm forgetting somebody there, but there's a couple other guys there. Those guys, it's going to be a matter of who steps up and does the job. Marcus Wilson is dropping down from, Marcus wrestled as high as 174 for us last year. He's dropping down to 149. Marcus gets to 49, he's going to have a big impact. Right now he's hurt. I think he'll have a big impact. 57, you got Marcus Bosman returning the national qualifier, kind of the big gun in our lineup last year. He'll be challenged by John Wilson, who was a national qualifier 2 years ago. We've got a couple other freshmen in there, new guys in there that are going to challenge. 65 is pretty wide open. Gene Augustine redshirted last year. He's looking very good in practice right now. 174, Matt Federle has been out a couple of years, redshirted last year. He's dropping down and he's going to wrestle 74. Devin Flores out of California will be in the hunt. Cody George is probably the leader at 184, national qualifier, but he's got a couple of guys behind him going to make him work for it. 97, we got Wade Weppler, national qualifier, was 1 match away from placing at the national tournament. Wade's recovering from shoulder surgery, so probably early in the season, 197 will probably be Jack Murphy. Very good wrestler, required out of California. Heavyweight right now, we don't have a heavyweight. We're working on that. We're hoping we can talk to a couple of guys on our football team into coming out. We're also out looking and trying to find kids, to come in mid-year, that kind of thing. So, I know I forgot somebody in that because there's several guys in there that are going to be fighting for starting positions. It's going to be interesting. Several of those weight classes are going to be very interesting.
What kind of advice do you instill into your guys even before a match or after a match?
Well, I try to get them ready to go, be out there physically thinking about, or mentally thinking about what they're doing, physically ready. After the match, I always tell them the same thing. Evaluate what you did, what happened, but it's time to move on. We got to get ready for the next one. We look at it like a dual meet. We'll sit down and look pretty hard at what happened. In a tournament, until the last match of the day, they got another match. Hopefully, they got another match. So basically what we say is, okay, this is what you did well, this is what we need to remember. You got to do this, this, and this. This next guy does this. We need to be ready for this, that kind of thing. So you basically focus very little on the last match and get ready for the next one. Mm-hmm. So, that's kind of tournaments and duels are definitely different things in wrestling.
And is there anything else you would like to say?
I think it'll be a good season for Beaver wrestling. I think we've got some good guys. We have good student athletes. They're students and they're athletes. They work very hard. Have been working very hard and are working very hard. I'm very pleased with their effort, and I think if people get a chance to come and watch us wrestle, I think that they should do so, because I think we've got a pretty good group of guys.
Great.
Okay.
All right, well, thanks for your time, Coach.
No problem.
Hope your season goes well for this year.
No problem.
He would like to see the team perform better on the mat this season. As you heard, he's a very down-to-earth kind of guy, but he really wants that pin. He's a very competitive guy. He wants a better record, that's all. And he also wants that pin. Great interview, great guy to talk to. He's very down-to-earth, as I said. He's just a fantastic guy to talk to, and he's fantastic. That's all I can say. Senior wrestler from Clancy, Montana, Cody George, who attended the University of Great Falls prior to Minot State as a corporate fitness major, and he talks about the upcoming season and being in the new conference. Well, I'm here with senior wrestler Cody George, and Cody, this is your last season here as a Beaver. What is it like wrestling at the D2 level?
Actually, I have a half year left, but I wish to pursue that after this year, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be awesome to say I competed at the D2 level, so I'm excited for it.
I know no one can really predict the future, but what do you see for the upcoming season?
I see that our team's going to have a lot of success. We have a lot of new guys that are good, and then plus with some of the returners, I think that we're going to be a very competitive team.
What are some of your expectations for yourself for this upcoming season?
Well, obviously, I'd love to go to that national tournament and do something there. I don't know. Love to be an All-American, so that's what I'm working hard for, and try every day in practice to get a little bit better.
And if you were to become an All-American, how would that make you feel?
It would make me feel accomplished from this is only my second year competing in collegiate wrestling, actually competing, so it'd be great.
Is there anything you'd like to improve on since last season?
Yeah, everything. You can never be good enough in wrestling. So, I try to get better in every place on the mat. So,
I guess you want to kind of expound on that?
Better on my feet, better getting off the bottom, riding, cardio, just getting better at my weight. So I'm healthy and I feel good. That's everything.
What are some of your goals for this season?
I really want to. I need to get better. My cardio needs to get better than last year. It was decent last year, but nowhere where it should be. And I don't know. I just want to make sure, after every match, that I wrestled my hardest and did my best in it. So they're not leaving anything out there is the main point.
What are some of the teams now that we're in the D2 level, the NSIC? What are some of the teams you're looking forward to wrestling?
Well, I know our conference or whatever is one of the hardest ones in the nation. So all of them are going to be, I know the Iowa teams are going to be tough. And, yeah, it's just there's going to be a lot of tough teams in our divisions. I'm looking forward to all of them.
I know you're a senior now, and is there any advice that you would give some of the younger wrestlers?
Take school seriously. Make sure you have a plan, stick to it, and just try to get better all the time. Don't just breeze through practice, breeze through school. Make sure you learn something new, getting better every day.
Has the coach given you any advice, too, as well, for this upcoming season?
Well, I know he's always, for wrestling, and you get better, not be lazy. That's basically what he always tells me, don't be lazy. And keep up on your studies. He harps on that all the time. Just make sure you're going to class and you're doing all the right things. What
would you like to do after you finish Minot State?
It's as long as I've been in school, I still haven't figured that out yet. I'm trying to. I have a few ideas, directions I want to go, but I'm in the developmental disabilities program right now as a major, but I'm getting it figured out. So still a little unknown on my direction right now.
That's fine. That's cool. Everyone needs time to figure out what they want to do in life, and the path is not always clear.
Yeah, definitely.
What has wrestling taught you about yourself when you started wrestling to now?
It's more like helps you out in all aspects of life. You always are working hard. You don't quit. You do it. You do a good job, 110% all the time. It's a good motto to live how you wrestle. You want to be the best you can be.
Is there a motto that you look up to or you kind of live by?
Just that right there. Yeah, I'm trying to be successful and I'm always giving my all in everything I do. So.
If you could be on the mat or wrestle anybody, who would it be? Who would you like to wrestle?
Well, for getting better, you have to wrestle somebody better than you. So, who the best is always, it might suck to wrestle the best, obviously, but that's how you're gonna get better. So, anybody that's above me, I would like to wrestle, skill-wise. You learn a lot from challenges like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you have like any talents that you like to do or share or just?
No, I'm a pretty boring guy. I just like no hidden talents.
It's all good. Is there anything that you would like to just say?
No, unless you have any questions. Don't know much.
Thanks, Cody, for your time, and I really hope that your season goes well. I know it's going to be a tough conference, as you said. I really hope that you can accomplish your goals for this year. So,
thank you.
Yep. He hopes to end the season with high hopes on the mat as well. My third interviewee is from Florida, is a native returner sophomore Josh Douglas, who is a history major, and he talks about this year's season and what it'll be like to wrestle in the D2 level. Josh, I know you're a sophomore here, and we just transitioned from NAIA to the NSIC. What would it be like to wrestle in the D2 level?
Well, for me at least, there's not really much of a difference. We prepared really well last year. We were wrestling all these Division II schools, and we went to big tournaments, and we saw all this competition already. So it's just the end of the year is what's going to be the big difference, having a conference and then a super regional instead of just a regional to get to nationals.
What's it like being in the D2 now?
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm actually doing something now. As last year was kind of just a throwaway year is what it felt like. It was just not really. It wasn't a bad year per se, but it was not what I was looking forward to, and I knew what we were getting into, and that's why I decided to come here.
What are some of your expectations you have for yourself for this upcoming season?
Oh, I'm definitely looking to be an All-American this year. Last year I missed it by 2 points at the end of the year, and so that really made me work hard over the summer, and that was just tough, losing by 2 points to the number 3 guy, though.
And is there anything you want to improve on the last season?
Just working on my weight. I've always had a weight problem. It was real tough for me to make weight every week, and this year I feel like I'm in better control of where I'm at, got a better diet, I'm working harder, more work in the weight room, get that extra little bit of body fat off, so it's all about control and maintain.
And then what are some of the teams that you're looking forward to wrestling?
Well, I know last year at the Minot State Open, I had a 133-pounder from Northern State. He was 2-time national champ, and he teched me, and that was embarrassing in front of our own crowd, and I just wanted another crack at that, just to see how much I've improved over the summer. You know, I may not beat him, I may catch him, you never know.
Do you think the teams that are in the NSIC right now are going to be a bit challenging for you guys?
I think on a team perspective, yeah, but we have individuals that'll definitely be able to push through and make it to regionals and then hopefully nationals.
Talk about some of your goals you have for this upcoming season.
For the team, I definitely want to see us have a winning record as a team. You know, I don't want to lose at home. That's a big one for me. Losing at home, that's like somebody going into your house and taking your TV. That's just not acceptable for me. And then I want to see us placing in tournaments this year. Last year we were really close as individuals, but on a team level, I want to see us taking, third, second, first at a tournament.
What's some of the advice that the coach has given you, or any of some of your teammates have given you?
Ursland, he knew about my weight problem last year, and so he and Coach Carr, our assistant, have really been hammering down on me on my weight, and I know the other guys, they do exactly. They're dropping a lot of weight during season 2, but just having my teammates as like a support group there, because we're all going through the same thing, and then coach is hammering down on all of us, making us want to get better and keep our weight down so we can perform at our highest level.
So what would you like to be remembered? I know you're only a sophomore, but...
This season, I'm looking to be an All-American, and if I am an All-American, then it'd be the first one we had in 20 years. And so that'd be really good, and I'd love to do that.
And if you were All-American, how would that make you feel?
It'd feel great. It'd be like a combination of everything that I've worked for over the past 6 years, I'd say. And just that's my goal. That's what I want to do. And of course, there's room for improvement. If you're an All-American, you can still be national champ, but that'll be another year. I'll keep working for that.
Has Coach Ursland has taught you anything?
Not really. At this level, it's all about getting better at what you already know. We don't really learn anything new. It's all about conditioning and really getting down to the basics. The first 5 things you learn in wrestling are the most 5 important when you get to this level.
You guys have to do some uniforms. Uniforms. Tell me about those.
Well, actually, my friend and teammate last year, Brandon Gifford, he designed those and sent that over to Coach, and we were really excited for it when we saw it. It kind of reminded us of Team Mexico singlets, but had the Beaver on it, and it looks good. I wish we had gotten a different material for it. It's a little thick, but other than that, they're really nice and they look good on the mat.
Is there anything else you would like to do after you finish your career here?
Well, I plan on going back home and being a high school wrestling coach, so I'm trying to absorb everything from that aspect too. I'm going to go be a teacher and be a wrestling coach, and so anything that I can pick up for being a coach would just help me a lot.
And then what has wrestling taught you about yourself?
Probably don't give up. Last year, at the beginning of the year, I broke both of my pinkies at the same time, yeah. And then was fighting shoulder injuries all year, and so just pushing through, even at the times when I wanted to quit because, making weight was hard or I was tired and I'm tired of working out, is just pushing through and getting to the end. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, this is just kind of like a hypothetical question, but hey, if you be on the mat with anybody, who would it?
Like as in wrestling or just like being on the mat?
Wrestling.
Wrestling, anybody. Well, I'd love to get a shot at Matt McDonough. He's a 3-time NCAA finalist, Division I. But I've seen him in person. He's no joke. Went to camp with him, yeah.
Oh, really? Wow, that's really cool.
Yes.
And is there anything else you would like to say?
Come out and support us. It'll be a good year. It'll be a fun year. There will be ups and downs, but through and through, I think we're gonna make a statement this year.
Well, that was Josh Douglas. So thanks, Josh, for hanging out with me for a few minutes, and I hope the season goes well for you.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks. Josh hopes the wrestling team can surprise everyone. And I hope it does too. I really hope that they can make a huge impact this year. I know Cody George and Josh Douglas said they would like to be All-Americans, and that is their goal, to be an All-American in their wrestling program here at Minot State. That'd be great to have that opportunity for them to be inducted as part of the All-American as well, and a great honor. As you probably heard in the background, there was racquetball was going on, and so I guess I really couldn't get that out of there, but you could hear some racquetball noise back there, so that's what the racket was all about. I just wanted to thank everyone for listening to Beaver Chat. If you missed any of my podcasts for the month of November, you can log on to MSU Athletics website at msubeavers.com and MSU YouTube feed for Beaver Chat. I am Nathan Bartz, and we hope you enjoyed this segment